Hello, YouTube. Andy, Cam Reacts. This one is gonna be an odd one. It's gonna have a history lesson, and or it's not really a history lesson per se, but it's a lesson of some sort of some time in history. It's also going to contain a new group called NCT, uh, NCT Dream specifically, as you could see here, and a bunch of other random probably. And I saw like a remastered version of this music video, the original, so no format. I'm talking about Candy the song, specifically the H.O.T version from first gen Kpop. Um, I'm really curious how NCT Dream covered the song. There's an actual MV for it. Oh, it's really quiet. I don't know any member. I really don't know anything about NCT. I just know they're from SM. This song is ingrained in my mind. There's some homages to the original outfits here in the music video, like these furry gloves, fluffy gloves, I should say. That was actually a part of the original dance. Anyways, we'll talk about that later. Instrumentation's been updated, which is probably good, considering the song is 25 years old. Choreography's been changed, which is fine. So NCT Dream has 7 members. This is a new part of the song. Or maybe it's the same, they just changed it to like a more rap version. I forget. I mean, it's been years since I've heard the original actually. This is original choreography here. Candy. Where's the candy? Cool. I think the song went and got a much needed modernization to it. The instrumentation, even the vocal mixing style, like it all, like I said, it's 25, 26-year-old song or whatever it is. I think it came out in 97. And um think it was tastefully done. I don't think the song, because I know I'm here for the song more than NCT right now. So it's not a really good place for me to say I like this member or that member. All of them could sing. The singers could sing. The rappers could rap. But I'll need to see more NCT content themselves before I could say anything about them, right? I'm really here for H.O.T's Candy. So that's the modernized version of it. And let's go watch this remastered music video right here. Ho 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 ho. This choreography, I remember most of it. Random white people. For those that are new to H.O.T, they are like the biggest first-gen boy group ever. It's really what got SM into... It launched SM into powerhouse. My sisters really liked Jang Woo-yeok. He was the main dancer and rapper. I was a big fan of Kang Ta, by the way, the main vocalist. This guy here. God, I really like Kang Ta's voice in H.O.T. It's very strange because when I watched this music video, it was very pixelated. They smoothened it out, so it looks kind of weird, but it was so pixelated when I watched this music video that it was really hard to see really anything. I feel like the songs, although dated, has a charm to it that keeps it like sounding like it's okay. It kind of is okay to listen nowadays, I think. Okay, so there was this rap, and I just couldn't remember it. I'm kind of just going through like a down memory lane here. I shouldn't be singing at this time of the night. I don't think I ever watched the entire music video, so I have no idea what it's actually supposed to be about. What is this remastered? Oh, they have a performance version. So let me go back to oops. Turn the volume down a little bit. So for those that don't know H.O.T, again, it's a 5-member group from SM. I think it's really SM's first boy group ever in 1996 or 7 or 8, one of those time frames here. H.O.T. Profile. By the way, I was such a big fan of H.O.T's. I know this is from their 4th album. This is Lee Jae-won. This is Tony An or Anthony. This is Kang Ta. This is Moon Hee-jun, and this is Chang Woo-hyuk. I still remember their names. Yes, yes, indeed. He was the leader and sub vocalist or lead vocalist. It says here he was a good dancer as well. Chang Woo-hyuk is the rapper and dancer, and Tony is a lead vocalist and he rapped sometimes. Kang Ta is the main vocalist. I don't know if I would have called him the visual. I think Tony was probably the visual actually. If I think about it, and Lee Jae-won was the maknae and rapper and vocalist. Also, the member I felt was the least required. I always had like a bias against Lee Jae-won because he's so tall, he's so lanky. He just doesn't quite fit the aesthetic of the rest of the members. I felt like, being my young self. Let's see here. So what I was trying to say was, oh, actually, when did it debut? Is what I was looking for, right? In '96. So they debuted in '96. I think Candy was in their first album in '96, but they promoted a different song first, and I forget its title, unfortunately, because it was in Korean. But it was a very iconic song as well. It starts with the scream, ah, niga monde. That, and I think one of my earlier videos, I think I reacted to a cover of their first song. But anyways, so back to Candy. So this was their, back in the day, they would do 2 promotions, the main track, and then they would come back with the second song and promote the second song as well. So that's what it primarily was in first gen and maybe a little bit of second gen. But yeah, it was very common to really push the first song for like a month, and if it does well, longer. And then they'll come back with another song, a second song from the same album, and continue promotions until it runs its course. And that was very common, to have 2 songs being promoted in one album. And this song was top charts for a long time. Even if they were done promoting, they were always, the music shows, they do the first and second, and they do the voting thing, or third, they do the voting thing, right? They were, even if they were done promoting, and even if their song isn't winning, it was just like, it was always there. I don't think at the time it broke records, but there's probably since then their records haven't broken in terms of how long it's been number 1 or whatever. But yeah, and the H.O.T fandom was something. I really liked H.O.T as a youth as well. This is 96, 97, so it's all in the 90s. It's weird seeing this stuff now. It's kind of cringy looking now, right? But it's back then, like, that's what K-pop was. This is what K-pop was. So to me, Candy was like so catchy as a young person, right? As a youth, as a young teenager. This song was so catchy. I thought H.O.T was so cool, and H.O.T is the reason why I was thrusted into loving K-pop, basically. And I guess from a timeline perspective, it lasted a good 20 years, and then a lack of interest from everyone around me kind of had me drift away from it. But here I am back again with this channel. Okay. Okay. I know there's other groups that did Candy covers. Stray Kids did a Candy thing as well, right? I'm not sure for what reason, but they did it. Well, that's not really a cover. They're just hanging out, I guess. MK Dance Challenge. It's a dance challenge. I think Pangchan had this hair in Thunderous. They're just dancing. Okay. You know what's crazy is that these idols, well, I don't know if I can't remember the age of Stray Kids necessarily, but a lot of them weren't even born when this song came out. So this song doesn't have the cultural relevance to them as it does to me. Hey, there was a cut. Why? Hi, Felix. Pangchan looking good with those goggles, actually. So that's not really a cover. That was just kind of more of a hangout, dance kind of craziness. Legend of K-pop, Tomorrow by Today. Oh, TXT did this song. And in hyphen. I haven't reacted to TXT in a little bit. Oh, the increase the bass, I feel like, on this one. And this is the original choreography here. By the way, H.O.T was like the first group that really came out with choreography that was so in sync. I wasn't expecting it to just go right into the chorus all of a sudden. It's actually cool to hear Kai and Taeyeon's voice on this song. Oh, and it's Techies here. Cool. By the way, TXT and H.O.T were rivals. I think this is Techies, TXT's debut song as well. This is Rain's debut song. It says 2002. Jeez. How many songs are they going to go into with this one? I actually like the song a lot too. Do you guys even know Rain P? He was the male soloist for a good like 5-10 years. From his debut to like early 2010s, basically. Cool. So I actually watched this episode of Infinity Challenge because I had to, being the H.O.T fan that I am. So this is to give you perspective. This is Yu Jae-suk. This is one of the most famous MCs, is what they call it in Korea. Or he's also a comedian, really, but he's like the host of many shows, and whatever he touches for a long time has been very successful. And he was like the host of X Infinity Challenge, which was a long running show. And Yu Jae-suk specifically has a huge soft spot for 90s artists. And he has huge influence on the shows he does, and even now he's involved in trying to bring back old school singers into doing things. Bringing them back into the spotlight, bringing them back into, um, creating these weird groups and such. But um, he so he's the reason why H.O.T was able to have a concert with its original members. Um, this said 4 years ago. It might have been 4 years ago. So like 2018. Um, and I watched this episode. The whole series. It was like a 2 or 3 part thing where they had to pitch it to every member and see if they would be interested. Let me talk a little more. So now we're going to some history. H.O.T, considering their success, um, was not treated very well from SM in terms of pay. The way their contract was written, they basically got no pay, considering how much money they racked in for SM. Uh, and I think that mistreatment, once their contract expired, divided them up a little bit. And I don't remember the exact reasons, but there was not all the members got along well. I mean, everyone got along well enough, but there was definitely like uh, tension between certain members, and I don't know of any, I don't recall any specific rifts, but I know Moon Hee Jun and was kind of like harder to get along with. He was a little more flamboyant, maybe. Um, just thinking about the personalities, I could see Moon Hee Jun and Chang Woo-hyuk, for example, clashing. um, so when it came for contract renewal after their initial contract ended, which was like 2002 or 3 or something like that, um, what I heard at the time was that Kangta and Moon Hee Jun were offered contracts and they accepted. I also heard that um, the other three members, Chang Woo-hyuk, Lee Jae-won, and Tony An, either were not offered a contract or their contract was so crappy that they walked away from it. I don't know which one it was. I thought it was, I heard down the grapevine from my sisters and such that they were not even offered contracts to a renewal. Basically saying H.O.T's done. Um, whether that's true or not, I could probably look it up, but I kind of like this mystery that I'm kind of creating here. So basically, Kangta stayed in SM, Moon Hee Jun stayed as SM. They continue as soloists. Uh, Chang Woo-hyuk, Tony, and Lee Jae-won, they create a group called, it was like JT something. Um, he was part JTL. That's what it was. So when this happened, so just to show you some pictures and stuff. Kangta and Moonijun became solo artists because they got their contracts renewed from SM. Chang Woo-yeok, Tony An, and Lee Jae-won formed their own group called JTL, which were the initials, I believe. Chang Woo-yeok for J, Tony An for T, and Lee Jae-won L. Um, so where was I as I was talking about this? Yeah, so that rift kind of started this kind of you're never going to see an H.O.T concert ever again kind of thing, right? It heartbroke everyone. It left me heartbroken, and it was a very very sad moment for me as a big fan of H.O.T. Um, they disbanded in 2001, so it was a really really short stint, 96 to 2001, 5 years. For those 5 years, whenever H.O.T came out, despite the controversies, they were huge. Some of the controversies were they're too big, their fandom's crazy. When they started making their own music, or participated in music, they were plagiarizing music. Uh, in their third album, a song that I really liked at the time, and I didn't really put the two and two together until it was pointed out to me, um, was Yoremacho, which is Line Up. That song is just a rip off of Killing in the Name of by Rage Against the Machine. I was like, it is the same song basically, in certain parts of the song. I mean, right? But um, and there was another song that copied Janet Jackson's song. It was undeniable. You can't deny that the copy, the plagiarism. So, and then their fourth album, I think they had an up to fifth. Did they have a fifth album too? Aya was fourth album, and then what was it the fifth? Anyways, I don't know. How many albums? I think they had four, but it could be five. They had four albums. Okay. Outside Castle. That was five albums. Yeah, first, second, third, Aya, and fourth. That was five albums. Okay. Anyways, turn these off. So this is pretty loud. So this is a show, Infinity Challenge, and this is them coming back 20 years later, right? Finally back together as one group, performing a concert for their fans, their OG fans, basically. And it was actually really difficult to, apparently, to get them all back to one place. And they're live here, which is cool. It was really cool watching this concert in 20 years after they had this perform this song. By the way, another reason I didn't like SM for a long time, and still kind of feel annoyed, was how unceremoniously H.O.T was disbanded.
이거 정말 오빠를 해. 안 건드리고 할 수 있잖아. 아 진짜. 그렇지 안 건드리고 해. 그렇지 좋아.
You can tell these fans are like my age or so right now. This essentially was like a huge part of my teenage years. They cut the song up a little bit here, which just makes sense because it's a freaking TV show, not a concert. So anyways, let's see, what other performances? Pentagon? I don't know Pentagon, but it looks like they did a pretty faithful thing here. Let's see. Big Bang did Candy? No, it's got a remix to it. How many years? 8 years ago. They look so young here as well. That's Taeyang right there. Kind of weird seeing Sungni, considering where he is now. They're live. It's really quiet. Tops TOP's doing a good job here. Big Bang, another influential group in my life. Taeyang was my favorite member from Big Bang. They're a little winded. TV people. What the heck is TV people even? It says this was uploaded 8 years ago. This is more than 8 years ago. 2006. This is 16 years ago, going on 17. Oh gosh. Oh, relay dance. Back to NCT here. That's not the choreography. Those bucket hats. I liked how he was laughing or smiling. He's like, "Oh, good job, buddy. I'm impressed." I like this version of the song, by the way. It feels like a good, like I said, adaptation to the modern era of the song. I love it when I see people have fun on this Julie dances. It shows so much personality. 이렇게 말하지 이제껏 준비했던 많은 말을 뒤로 한 채 언제나 네 옆에 있을게 이렇게 약속을 하겠어 저 하늘을 바라보며 한 번 더 말했지 이제껏 준비했던 많은 말을 뒤로 한 채 다시 널 사랑한다고 했지 언제나 네 옆에 있을게 다시 너 혼자 아냐 너의 곁에 내가 있잖아 하나 둘 셋 Candy! Candy! Ooh, this is a long video. Oh, excuse me. It's getting really late. I got this last video for the night. I kind of want to see this choreography. This guy in the blue gloves is just like an Energizer bunny. And the green glove here, he kind of seems to have like the clown, the class clown energy. Loves to have fun and make people laugh.
Candy! Okay.
That's good. I thought I saw choreography for this one. Or not. NCT? Not NCAT. Didn't they have like a choreography version? Performance version. I'm exhausted. Ugh. Can I watch this guy just give him the eyebrow raise? That's cute. Can someone tell me what this guy's name is, by the way? For some reason, I like this guy. I'm not sure why. He just kind of draws my eye to him. When did they release this, by the way? 2 weeks ago. I really like this choreography, and I'm impressed with their dancing style. Very crisp. I mean, I expect nothing less from a 4th gen group nowadays, but it's very crisp, and it's. Oh, they're adding some of the original here. Choreography, I mean. Cool. That's the last video I'm gonna be able to react to today. I'm just getting tired now. So, anyways, what other kind of history stuff do I want to talk about before ending it? Just gonna turn on like a OG performance. It looks like there we go, and keep the volume down. So the OG performance here, not live, likely. So my entire family or like maybe not my parents, but my sisters and I really like the song. They were big H.O.T fans as much as I was. It's funny. We to consume Korean media while you're in America in the 90s. A lot of people. How do you? Cable didn't show Korean music or Korean shows or Korean dramas, right? Internet wasn't really a thing, and if you did, and when we did have internet, it was definitely not able to transmit videos. You know, being 56K dial-up connections. So what we had to do to watch H.O.T, to watch these music shows, was actually go to, and these shops don't exist anymore, but there were in places where a Korean community was present. It was a video rental store, and what they would do is bring recorded broadcasts from Korea, and they would get it sent to them, single videos of, you know, every week they would receive like a shipment of popular dramas, popular TV shows, and they would have the setup where they would mass record. You get one copy of a tape. A tape. Do you know what a tape is? A tape. A VCR tape. VCR tape. So you would get one copy of a show on this device. You would put this into a VCR to replay a video, right? All this stuff down here. So they would have to record, you know, like 10, 20 versions of this one show so they could rent it out to people, basically. And so you would rent these videos and you would take it. And it took, sometimes you'd be watching something that's a month old, sometimes you'd be watching something that was 2 months old, or even more, right? And you would, and that's just how it was all bootlegged, basically. All pirated, basically. Because we didn't have broadcasting, the ability to broadcast Korean shows, broadcasting networks here in the States. So yeah, we would every week we would as a family go and rent these shows, and we would all consume dramas and TV shows together, buy these videos. Anyways, it's such a huge change where we are now from when I was watching H.O.T in the past. Times have changed. Times are a lot better now for sure than back then. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the history lesson, so to speak, of H.O.T. I'm more than happy to do more content of H.O.T, but I think Candy was probably their most iconic song. So I thought it was a good time to actually just kind of talk about H.O.T and the history of H.O.T a little bit as well, because I don't know if I'll react to other H.O.T stuff on my channel. You know, they are a bygone era, right? And they are legends in my heart, but doesn't mean they had to be legends in everyone else's hearts, right? To be honest, after H.O.T, Dongbangsingi was probably the most legendary group after. Well, they probably surpassed H.O.T in terms of being getting achieving legendary status. And unfortunately, they also ended up disbanding due to a situation where two members, and I don't remember their names very well because I didn't really follow them much. Two members stayed with SM, and three members created their own group, JYJ or something like that. Kind of similar fates. And DBSK, Dongbangsingi, still exists as a two-member group to this day. Um, I think EXO, from what I could tell, also surpasses HOT's fandoms. Like superstar status. I think EXO probably achieved a higher level than HOT as well. From an SM standpoint, I think SM probably has the most impactful idols in the past in Korea. EXO, Girls' Generation, HOT, Dongbangsingi or TBSK, even Super Junior. Um, these SM groups are just like superstars. Okay, now I'm really exhausted. Let me know what you want to see next from a history standpoint if you have anything. Maybe I'll do just like maybe once a month I'll just choose a random. Oh, actually, I'm probably gonna do Coyote next. Coyote is a little newer than HOT and such, but Coyote is a legendary group in its own right, in my opinion, um, for their sound. So that's probably the next one, but I won't make this a series where I'm just gonna do this all the time. It's just gonna be once a month, maybe once every other month. I'll just have for fun, just kind of go down my memory lane. And sure. Anyways, with that said, for the NCT fans that showed up because this is my first time reacting to NCT, let me know. Um, let me know where you want me to go with NCT. I know I have some reaction requests, like song titles. I need to go dig that back up actually because I don't remember where that list went. Uh, but yeah, it'll be a while yet before I get to NCT. I mentioned in the past that I'm gonna be reacting to more of the groups I have currently am learning about and reducing the speed at which I introduce new groups to myself for my sanity's sake, really. um, but NCT is still on my list. They are a big part of fourth gen, right? So I'll get there. Um, so with that said, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions about H.O.T in general or anything about this video in general. Um, and yeah, I'm really exhausted. So if you're still here, hearts to you as always. Thanks for being here, and I will please leave a like if you haven't already. Helps me understand. Helps the algorithm out. Please subscribe if you haven't already, so you can see more content from me. It really helps me understand you guys enjoy the content and keeps me motivated to make the next one. So always appreciated. And finally, have a good day, good evening, good morning, wherever you whatever time it is. Be safe. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye.